part 2 on what's it like being a Puerto Rican in Hawaii. Yeah. So, on a serious note, when I first came here to Hawaii, it was 1998. I was newly married and I had all my children pretty much born and raised here. Before I ever stepped foot on Hawaiian soil, I would never imagine in 100 million years that I would ever be here or make my residence here. My perception of Hawaii was a place that only rich people could afford to live, and it was only the natives here in their grass skirts dancing the hula. That was my perception in the 90s of Hawaii. To me, it felt like a faraway land, a land far away where nobody could attain, but only the wealthy, right, and the privileged. Well, I won't get into too much of the technicalities of what it's like living in general. I'm not going to focus on any of the negatives, but would I recommend moving here at this point in time? No, I would not. But we can talk about that another time. But I'm just going to go ahead and get into my story and my perspective of being here in Hawaii. So I met my first family, my first local family back in '98, and the father was Puerto Rican. His family was from Kauai, which is another island here in the Hawaiian chains. And that was my first experience ever meeting a Puerto Rican. And then I began to find out, the more that I lived here, as long as I lived here, I started to meet more and more local Puerto Ricans that were born and raised here, second, even maybe third generation, if I'm not mistaken. And you wouldn't even know that they were Puerto Rican until they told you they were Puerto Rican, because they have the pidgin accent. They talk with a pidgin accent. They don't speak Spanish, and so you would never know until they say it. So my experience was like, what? And then when I found out about the migration of Puerto Ricans here in the early 1900s, that really shocked me, and it sparked my curiosity and made me want to find out more about the Puerto Ricans in Hawaii. So, to make a long story short, I've always loved Hawaii. Before I even found out about the Puerto Rican experience here in Hawaii, I always loved the Hawaiian culture. I think it's one of the most beautiful, absolutely beautiful cultures in the world. What more beautiful place to live, right? Summer all year round, trade winds, not as humid as the brutal summers on the East Coast. But the culture is what made me fall in love with Hawaii. The people, the aloha spirit, the sweetness. Now, times have changed. It's not quite the same. You know, Hawaii has faced a lot of issues, which I'm not going to get into this video right now, because we're going to focus on the positives, right? But I had the opportunity to make friends who are local Puerto Ricans, and shout out to the West Side. The West Side, a lot of Puerto Ricans reside there, Hawaiian Puerto Ricans. In response to the comments that I received on some of my posts, yes, the Hawaiians did intermarry with Puerto Rican, and you wouldn't know it until they tell you. My experience is them, you know, finally when we get to talking, oh, so you Borinqui? And I'm like, huh? Boricua. Borinqui, yeah. Oh, okay, so that's how they say. Instead of saying Boricua, they say Borinqui. So I love that. It got me so fascinated. And I just love meeting the local Puerto Ricans here. I love it. They hold on to the Hawaiian culture, but yet they have that pride like we do, right? They have that pride that the New Yorker from New York has, the New Yorker from the Bronx has, the New Yorker from the island of, the Puerto Rican from the island of Puerto Rico. They have that pride too. They love their flag, they love their culture too, you know? So that's why I cannot understand why Puerto Ricans criticize each other based on where they were born and raised. That doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we identify with one nationality, and that's the Puerto Rican experience. We are Puerto Rican, our ethnicity, Puerto Rican. And it's all one love. And we learn from each other. I'm learning so many things from the locals here. I've learned how they cook. I've learned how they talk. They're very family oriented here. They're close knit. I love that. I've learned so much. The cooking I'm learning. So now, I'm going to be making some more historic videos on the Puerto Rican migration to Hawaii. So look out for that. And it's all one love. Let's not hate on each other. Now is not the time to hate on each other. It's the time to come closer together. Juntos somos más fuertes, right? So let's love on each other. Let's not be like, oh, you weren't born and raised on the island, so no, don't do that. Don't do that bullshit. Just don't do that. Love on each other. We have the pride of being Puerto Rican, and we love each other. We love it. Okay, we love our flag. But anyway, I kind of veered off. But stay tuned. I know I wasn't that specific this time around, but stay tuned. Okay, because there will be more. I'm going to be posting more. Okay, so stay tuned.